Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have some longer-term technical analysis that we need to do on Bitcoin because, as you guys may know, a halving event happened just a few months ago on Bitcoin, and when that happens, a very important metric on Bitcoin changed. It's called the stock-to-flow ratio, and you've probably heard about it before. It is the ratio between the amount of Bitcoin in existence to the amount of Bitcoin being created, and because we've gone through the halving event and the amount of Bitcoin being mined every 10 minutes has gone down by half, we have seen a massive shift in a metric called the stock-to-flow ratio. And that, historically, has had massive ramifications for the Bitcoin market. And in this video, we are going to be discussing the price prediction that the stock-to-flow model makes of $100,000 for Bitcoin within a year of today. Now, if you remember to yesterday's video, I talked about why I don't necessarily believe Bitcoin's going to 20K by the end of this year, and why we might have to spend another year just to get back to $20,000. So clearly, it seems that I'm in disagreement with the stock-to-flow ratio, so who's right? Me or a mathematical equation? So guys, in today's video, we're going to dive deep into stock-to-flow and figure out whether or not it is accurate in its prediction of a six-figure Bitcoin within 365 days. Guys, I think you're going to get a lot of great value out of today's video. If you do, as always, consider hitting that subscribe button. According to YouTube statistics, 40% of the people that watch this channel are not actually subscribed. That is a metric that we need to change. So guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're aiming to hit 75,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and we need your help, so hit that subscribe button down below. Before we dive on into it, I do also want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, as linked in the description down below. Guys, this sale will be going on through Wednesday. So if you want to jump on into the academy that's going to teach you everything you need to know about technical analysis, I would highly encourage you checking us out at the link in the description down below. More on that at the end of the video. But for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Before we get started, I have something that I need to talk about, and I'm, quite frankly, extremely pissed off. And no, this is not leading into a joke. I am livid. My blood is boiling because we have some scumbag, dirtbags, pieces of crap in our comment section pretending to be me and posing as me in my comment section, trying to get people to send Bitcoin to a Bitcoin address. So for everyone who thinks it is okay or morally acceptable to pretend to be someone else to scam people out of their hard-earned money, you are a sack of shit and you have no place in my comment section. Every single one of you can bugger off and never come back because you're dirtbags, and I have no idea how you sleep with your sorry selves at night. You are the lowest form of humanity, and you have no place in my community, so get the hell out. I am so pissed off. Do not ever pretend to be me. If I ever figure out who you are, I will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law and watch you sit behind bars for the next decade for scamming people out of their money, especially in my name. Do not mess with my subscribers. I take it very personally. With that said, guys, I'm sorry, but the last time I said that to someone, it actually did work. So let's see if the dirtbags decide to go and mess with someone else, because I'm not here about to take it. With that said, let's go ahead and jump onto the chart. This chart right here is what we need to discuss in today's video. This is the stock-to-flow graph and a price prediction for Bitcoin based on said stock-to-flow model. As you guys can see, we have the entire history of Bitcoin plotted on this chart, and this line right here represents the stock-to-flow ratio prediction for what Bitcoin's price action should be. And generally speaking, over the last 10 years of Bitcoin's existence, it has been relatively accurate. And if we zoom forward and see exactly what it's predicting now, we can see that on August the 20th of next year, just 1 year away, it's predicting $100,000 Bitcoin. And that's an interesting prediction because, as we talked about in yesterday's video, we would need nearly $250 billion for Bitcoin just to double in price, let alone increase in value by an order of magnitude to over 100 grand. So who's right here? My technical and fundamental analysis of this market, or the stock-to-flow ratio saying Bitcoin's going back to $100,000? Well, guys, let's not forget what stock-to-flow is. It's a mathematical equation, and so far in the history of Bitcoin, it's actually been very accurate, and I do believe it's a very useful predictor of Bitcoin's price action. But I also want to make sure you understand that it is just one equation, and there's a lot more that goes into technical analysis than just the technical indicators. I do believe that Bitcoin's going to $100,000, and I do believe that it's going farther, but I'm also not convinced that the stock-to-flow prediction of a $1.26 million Bitcoin by 5 years from now is a likely outcome for this market. Sometimes markets outgrow their indicators, and while I do believe that stock-to-flow is a very useful indicator, if you plot it out too far, Bitcoin's price prediction literally goes to infinity because eventually we have no halvings, and that would mean that the price of Bitcoin, in accordance to the stock-to-flow ratio, would have to be literally infinitely high. because there will be no more Bitcoin mined after 2140. And if you use a traditional stock to flow price prediction, that would literally give you an output of an infinitely high value for Bitcoin, which by that time, maybe that's true because the US dollar might not exist. Who knows? But it just doesn't really hold up to scrutiny if you predict it and plot it out that far. So where exactly do we draw the cutoff of saying this is where stock to flow is useful and then this is where it gets ridiculous? Because 20 years from now even, it'd be predicting a $500 million for each Bitcoin, and that's just not reasonable. Guys, I think that this cycle is going to be where stock to flow starts to become a little less accurate. And what I mean by that is that while I do think that Bitcoin is going to go to $100,000, I don't see it happening in the next year. I really don't, guys. I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you. I can see it happening in the next 3, but the next year, I would bet money that it's not going to happen. And the reason for that's very simple, guys. Like I said a second ago, stock to flow is a very useful metric, but it's only so useful. Especially with Bitcoin, which has an artificial supply, there's only so much accuracy that you can have with it. We can look at stock to flow and use it as a comparison against gold, silver, corn, grain, other commodities, etc., to find the price value of Bitcoin in response and, respective to these other markets. But as far as accurate price predictions for the foreseeable future on stock to flow, I don't think that it's going to hold up forever. Now, with that said, stock to flow obviously predicts one thing very accurately. It predicts the continual rise in the value of Bitcoin, and that much is absolutely certain. I think Bitcoin trading at $11,000 right now might be a relatively high valuation. At least I don't think it is, but I think we would look at it like that. But in the future, I think $11,000 is going to be dirt cheap for Bitcoin. I remember when Bitcoin hit $3,000 and everybody thought, wow, this is so high for Bitcoin. And I remember when I was just getting into the space, I said, well, right now we might think $3,000 is pretty high, but you wait a couple years and see what we think about 3K then. That's what we're going to be thinking of 11,000 in 4 or 5 years. But I don't think that we're going to 100K in the next 12 months. I'd love to hear your opinions on this in the comment section down below, because stock to flow is a very, very accurate predictor of Bitcoin throughout its history so far. But even as we can see here in 2017, sometimes it's inaccurate. Bitcoin rallied to $20,000 when we were only looking at a supposed $6,000 for the stock to flow prediction. Does it make logical sense that Bitcoin would go all the way to 100K in the next 12 months? I'd say no, it absolutely doesn't. And even if you can make an argument that Bitcoin would go to 100K in the next 12 months, I think it's dangerous to make that argument, because what if it doesn't happen? In fact, I think there's a very good likelihood that it doesn't. And you could very easily get overexposed and overextended and invest too much and take too much risk and not have strong enough stop losses and strong enough contingency plans and hedges if Bitcoin doesn't do that. I think it's dangerous to be too bullish on Bitcoin, just as I think it's dangerous to be too bearish on Bitcoin. As always, in politics and in everything, you're going to find the happy medium exactly there, in the middle. Technical analysis on the surface is helpful for predicting the direction of the market, but more specifically, technical analysis is useful because we can predict the velocity with the market, the trajectory of the market, the inclination of the market. How steep are we going to rally? How quickly are we going to fall? Those are the things that we need to uncover with Bitcoin, because we don't just need to know, is Bitcoin going to rally? We need to know how much it's going to rally, by when it's going to rally, how fast it's going to rally, how many dips are going to take place during that time. How are we going to more than healthily get to those places that we want to go? It's more than just saying Bitcoin's going up. That you can do very easily without even looking at a single technical indicator. You can look at a naked chart and tell whether or not Bitcoin's in an uptrend, but to understand the velocity of the market, you need to look at a lot more indicators than just stock to flow, than just pure candlesticks, and than just basic surface level technical analysis. I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that Bitcoin is not going to go to $100,000 in the next year. But I could see a 20K Bitcoin in the next year. So, guys, the moral of this story is not, oh, don't believe in the stock to flow ratio. Pay attention to it. Just like any other indicator, it's useful to have the information even if you disagree with it. But the moral of this story is to make sure we're tempering our expectations. When I hire people, one of the first things I try and do is I try and make sure that people that I'm going to be working with understand what I'm going to expect of them. When I have a friendship, I'm going to try and make sure that people understand who I am. It's very important to temper expectations and make sure that they're set correctly before you get into a relationship, business, professionally, romantically, no matter what. And the same thing is true when you get into a relationship with Bitcoin. It's a very fruitful relationship, and believe me, it'll make you very wealthy if you pursue it long enough, but you need to make sure that your expectations are tempered. And I'll tell you what my expectations are. They're $20,000 in the next 12 to 18 months. That's where I stand. Maybe you stand somewhere differently. I would love to hear your take on that in the comment section down below. And before we go, guys, I do want to just apologize if I scared anyone at the beginning of this video, but I get very upset when people attack my subscribers. You do not mess with the people that put me where I am today and that my entire life's mission is to help. You don't touch them. Do not mess with my subscribers, and I want to apologize for a single thing I said. I'm a Christian, I'm a very devout one, and I typically don't curse people out. I think it's a very bad thing to do, but I also do not care for people taking advantage of others. That really upsets me to a deep, deep level. Do not mess with my subscribers. I'm begging you, please, because I will eventually build a big enough channel where I can hire a team of lawyers to spend their entire jobs going after scumbags that try and do this. I do not let injustice stand anywhere near where I stand, and that will never change. You can mark my words on that. You can write it down. You can take it to the bank. Do not mess with my subscribers. I take it very seriously. And to clarify, because this whole time I've been speaking to Mr. Scumbag somewhere in the world, to clarify to those of you who are actually watching this video and aren't scumbags, which is 99.9% of you, the way that you can tell whether or not I am who I say I am in the comment section is this way. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit. We're about to talk about CT2A because I want to make sure that you guys are excited about that. But before we do, there's something I need to be very clear on. We're here in the Creator Studio. This is where I read all of my comments. This is where I heart all of your comments, and I say, hey, thank you. This is where I tell people, thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I got like 700 happy birthday wishes yesterday. Thank you so much, guys. But notice, when I reply to the Buzzway right here, see how my name is in bold right there? See how it's got that little rounded rectangle around my name? That's how you know I am who I say I am. Let me see if I can find an example of one of the fake comments, because I went ahead and banned them from the channel, but they keep making new accounts. I couldn't find an example on the actual comment section, but someone took a screenshot of Dirtbag here and posted it on Twitter and DM'd me that this is what was showing up in our comment section quite a lot yesterday. See how there's no rounded rectangle around Jackass here? He can steal my name, he can steal my thumbnail and my logo or whatever, but YouTube has a safeguard against that. It's that rounded rectangle around my name. If you don't see this, first of all, please take a screenshot like this and forward it to me on Twitter or at emails or Discord or wherever. Let me know this is going on, because I can and do have the ability to stop this. I just need to know that it's happening. I can hit these three buttons right here and then hit hide user, and they'll never be able to comment again. But what they'll do is they'll go ahead and make another account, and they will use that account to do the exact same thing. So we have to be vigilant in making sure that this doesn't happen. So please inform me whenever this happens. That's the number one thing. But number two, whenever you hear from me, you're always more than welcome to go ahead and fact check whether I am who I say I am. If you ever get an email from someone claiming to be me, don't believe that it's me, because I almost never email our subscribers out of the blue. Very rarely does that happen. In fact, I don't remember the last time I emailed someone that didn't email me first about the Academy. Same thing on Discord, same thing on Twitter. I almost never reach out to people independently, and if I do, please always fact check me. I can very easily prove who I say I am. These people can't, because they're not me. Do this for everyone who is trying to get something out of you. Remember, guys, I don't ask for donations. There are donation links down there, but I never mention them. The only thing I sell is CT2A. That's it for right now. There are going to be more products in the future, but if you're ever wondering whether or not I am who I say I am, I can prove who I say I am. They can't. You're always more than welcome to message me on Twitter. And by the way, this is my official Twitter account, the only one I have. Capital C, capital J, and Jeb in crypto. People can make fake Twitter accounts. I'm not big enough on Twitter to have a blue check mark yet, but that's another way you can tell if people are legit on Twitter, is if they have a blue check mark. This is my Twitter account. Please do not fall for these scumbags. It really upsets me, and the reason I was so upset at the beginning of this video is because someone commented saying that they sent money to that address before I was able to wake up and delete it, because they'd been posting that crap while I was asleep last night. That's why I'm working on getting 24-hour customer service set up at our company so that that can be taken care of. And also, I forgot who it was that sent me that, but I responded to their comment and told them to email me, and I'm going to refund however much money they sent to that guy. I don't care how much it is. I'm going to make it right. But if you're watching this video and you're one of the dirtbags who does that, let me tell you something. There are honest ways of making money. I made all my money in an honest way, and believe me, I'm very wealthy for my age. You can do that. You don't need to scam people. And in fact, you'll be able to sleep a lot better at night if you do it the honest way. You don't have to be a bad person. You don't. You might think you do. I've been in bad places myself. I've been in places where I thought the only way was to, like, cheat. But it's not. It's not. It's not. Just do the right thing. It's never the wrong thing. You'll never be wrong to do the right thing. If any of you who are scamming people decide you want to stop and you want help, reach out to me and I will personally mentor you and help you. But do not scam my people. I don't take it nicely, and when I do get the resources to do so, I will put together a team of lawyers and hunt you down. I don't care what country you're in. I will find a way to press charges. So don't try me. I'm warning you. I promise. Mark my words. I'm serious. If you need help, message me. I don't care who you are. If you need help, email me, and maybe I can help. But otherwise, go scam someone else. I'm not going to tolerate it. So guys, with that said, I do want to mention the one actual official product that we do have, which is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, there are nearly 2,500 students in CT2A right now, and they're getting a lot of great value out of it. If you want to join them, simple as this. You can hit the comment section down below. You can ask me any questions you have. You can email me at cryptojeb@gmail.com. That'll be in our description down below. And you can go to the Academy's website and watch 2 free preview videos, how to set up and use TradingView, how to spot a winning indicator and pattern. Both of those videos are completely free, and you're going to get a lot of value out of them even if you don't decide to join us. But at the end of the day, guys, the entire reason I'm here on this platform is not for my sake. Is not for me. Look, my wealth is nearly 10x'd in the last 12 months. And you know what I bought in the last 12 months? I spent $4 grand on a motorcycle. That's all I bought. I don't do this for me. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for the company and the people that we're working with. And I'm doing it for the people that we can help. This is not to enrich myself. Believe me, I could buy a lot more stuff than I do right now. It's not for that reason. It's to help people. And the entire goal of this channel is to help you learn how to do technical analysis and profit in the markets, because it changed my life, and I know it can change yours. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis and you want to take the next step in investing in your education, I've always said and I've always stood by the fact that the greatest investment you'll ever make is an investment in yourself. If you want to take the next step and start learning how to actually work and profit in these markets, CT2A is the place to do it. We have thousands of students who can attest to that. And if you're interested in talking to any of them, you can join our Discord server down below and ask them in person. Guys, it's a good product. That's all I can say. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I know it was I know there was less TA than normal. I know there was more ranting than normal, but sometimes videos like this need to happen because I have to make sure you guys are taken care of and protected. Please spread the word about scammers. It is ridiculous in YouTube's environment, and YouTube hasn't really done a whole lot to stop it. A lot of people don't talk about it. It really upsets me. It really bothers me, especially when people fall for it, because look, with how many people these scammers are getting in front of, some people are going to fall for it. And that's okay. It happens. None of us are perfect. Don't beat yourself up if you fell for it. Email me and maybe we can work something out personally. But guys, at the end of the day, we live in a messed up world. We lived in a world full of people that don't understand why they were put here or who they were put here by the way. And it's always going to be like that. The best we can do is make sure we're investing in ourselves, make sure we're growing, make sure that we are helping ourselves so that we can help other people. And guys, I am very much looking forward to the rest of this year. I'm looking forward to the rest of this decade. I'm looking forward to my entire life because I am so pumped and excited to help you guys and help the world and try and do something to heal the screw-ups that we've had happen over the last 20, 30, 40, 2,000 years. And guys, I'm really very excited about what we're going to be able to do because evil always fails in the light of God's good grace, and we are going to do amazing things, and I am so much looking forward to it. If you are, tell me in the comments section down below. But for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead. Wow, Jeb. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video.